Hello, Ija Martins, licensed marriage and family therapist, couples therapist. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about today, but I have um, a thought. So this week, I am at the American Group Psychotherapy Association's annual conference in San Francisco, 2025 Connect. And I'm taking today, a Thursday off, to see my clients and to do this video for you. Generally, here's my sharing of how to manage my own neurodivergence. I break down this task into three pieces. I will write what I want to talk about on Tuesday night, and then I'll record this video for you on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, I will edit it and then put it on social media and YouTube. So that's my three-step process. So I don't do this whole work in one piece, which takes probably 3 hours. When I break it down to three segments, it's more manageable for me. But this week, my schedule is different, so I'm adapting and I'm swinging it without writing it out. And so I'm recording today on Thursday and process and put it on YouTube for you. You will see it in an hour or two. The topic I'm thinking about is the triangle: villain, victim, and the rescuer, where you can put in any constellation you want. Villain, victim, and the rescuer. So those are the three archetypes that we tend to embody and in our lives and act out on those roles. And then we lose sight of what's this dynamic dance that's covering for us. So it gets played out a lot in family dynamics, but also could be in couples relationship or in larger groups or smaller groups. Two people can be a group. Right? So in my conference, the process group, I was in the neurodiverse group. We processed for 2 days, and this dynamic showed up many times among the group members. And to hold confidentiality, I'm not going to disclose anything happened in the group, but I want to talk from my own experience as for my observation and my discovery about those dynamics, those roles that can be played out in ADHD-affected relationships. So my discovery of the triangle is one member of the group can be taking on one role in disguise by another role. So the two combination I want to talk about today is what I call a wolf under the skin, like a sheepskin. So a villain that's covered up by the role of a rescuer or a fixer or caregiver or savior, whatever you want to put it. So a rescuer, that complex is a role people take on when they want to take a one-up position above other people and to think, I'm the capable one, I'm the kind, compassionate one, I'm the one that have all the resources and love, and I want to save you. You are not surprised, right? A lot of therapists and coaches take on that role professionally and to act out that complex, right? Yeah, I've been doing that for many years. And then when the person in that role use that role as an excuse to act out their own impulses, the aggressive, sadist impulses, I call it a wolf under cover of a sheepskin, when they're actually embodying the villain archetype, but with a shell on top of them as the rescuer. That could happen when someone is a therapist and saying to the client, this is for the best interest of you. I'm doing this for you in this session. That's why I'm doing this intervention. That's why I'm forcing you to follow my structure, which is shown a sign of abuse of power in some situations, for the benefit, in the name for the benefit to save the client without consent. Well, it's a tricky area, right? Because sometimes as a therapist, we are in the role to push our clients to be better and really at the edge proximate zone of development, to find their edge, to create some turbulence for them, some challenge for them, without overstimulating their system intentionally. Yeah, of course, sometimes we activate them without knowing. That is part of the process of learning about the client and where their edge is, what are their triggers, and that's why it's important to go slow and notice, capture, and really attune to the client when that happens. Co-regulate and down-regulate them to a zone of learning before moving forward. If in the position of the power as a therapist, knowing the client's overstimulated and cannot take on new information, and forcefully pushing them to go further, in some way that is an abuse of power, not intentionally. So in that moment, that could be a wolf with a sheepskin. How does it look like in the ADHD-affected relationships? You probably already guessed if you were been following my YouTube channel and watching some of the videos and started thinking. So if you were the non-ADHD partner on the spectrum, less symptoms of ADHD, and you try to identify, fix your partner's ADHD problems by volunteering them with books and resources and therapists, coaches, workshop, trainings, really pushing them in the name of for them to be a better person, better partner in the relationship where you have a gain. What is your gain? Maybe that they take on more parenting obligations and you can be less burdened. Maybe they can finally give you what you want in a romantic relationship. Maybe you can stop feeling the guilt of wanting to leave the relationship because you truly don't accept them for who they are. They're neurodivergents. Does it sound true in some way for you? Does it activate anything inside of you? Even without intention to hurt. Sometimes other people feel hurt. And that's okay. It's important to sit back and to observe ourselves and our intention and the impact of our behavior based on our intention. How's that landing with people? Especially those who we love. Are we achieving our intention, our goals in that? Are those intentions expressed explicitly or is it hidden with some hidden agendas? As a therapist, when I identify resources for my client with ADHD, I spell out intention is for you to be a better partner, to meet your partner's needs in a more productive way. And do I gain anything? Not really. Well, it makes my job easier, and I tell them that. And they get more progress, which is aligned with their therapeutic goals. So how does it look like in a partner with ADHD? Can a partner with ADHD also have a combination of those roles? Oh, absolutely. One common theme is the partner with ADHD will combine the victim role and the villain role. They will say, oh, they're making me losing my autonomy and freedom. They're trying to tell me what to do. They, as their partner without ADHD, and trying to push them to get services to support them, that they don't accept me for who I am. They don't love me. They pick on me. I'm the bad guy, right? I'm the bad guy, which is saying I'm the villain that causes harm, but they say in a way that as if they're a victim, which they do cause harm, by the way. If someone's ADHD prevents them to step up as an equal partner and take on share obligations in the household, and financially and parenting, they are in some way cause a lot of sufferings and overburdening of their partner, right? Because they have to step up, or they don't have to if they choose to. then they are actually burdened and exhausted. So it causes negative impact on their partner when they're stepping down. Well, when partners with ADHD fall into the shame circle, the hole, and they start to say, "Oh, I feel so ashamed of my ADHD. I'm never good enough." When they fall into rejection sensitivity dysphoria, right? You can name it that way, or I call it the shame hole. When you go down that shame hole, and then you can't see the other person's pain anymore in perspective, and honestly look at your contribution to their suffering and not taking accountability and responsibility for it, and blame it on the ADHD symptoms or other neurodivergence, you're playing the victim role. Poor me is the ADHD or autism or whatever that neurodivergence saying that caused me to do that. In some way, we externalize it to reduce blaming on the self. But when you're using that as a barrier to honestly look at the impact on other people and then do something differently about it, you are in a victim role. And you put on the victim role to cover up your villain side, that you're causing harm. Maybe not intentionally that I'm doing this to cause harm, but more like, say, if I carry a baby and I'm on a bus or on BART subway, very crowded, and I'm overburdened, I feel so exhausted. My shoulder hurts, my arm hurts, and especially if I carry another diaper bag or something, and then I accidentally step on someone's feet next to me, and then they actually have very sensitive toes, and it hurt them so bad. If I just say, I am so sorry, I feel so guilty that I stepped on you, but do you see that I'm carrying a baby, I'm overburdened as a mother, and I have a bag, can you have some compassion for me? Oof, that actually sounds pretty aggressive, no? So I am using my pain as a defense, a protector in some way, to put myself in that victim role, saying, well, I'm the victim here, I'm the one that's suffering, so when I stepped on you, caused pain for you, I hope to get away with that responsibility so I don't have to look at your pain. So what is all this thing about? The victim, the villain, the rescuer, why we're getting those roles, why we're playing this game, it's why we're getting this drama. I think it comes from the same place that I keep talking about, is other differentiation. Is when we don't have the capacity to hold our own pain, experience it fully, while acknowledging and holding other people's pain. That's what happens. We need to assign the blame to someone. We need to take on a role so we don't look at it. We are actually all in pain, all suffer in various ways because we all have our own neurodivergence. We all have our challenges in this world. And there's a fear, if I look at your pain, I attune to your pain, then my pain doesn't matter or exist. Does that sound familiar? Among different, socioeconomic groups, or mostly in different racial and ethnicity groups or religious groups, there's often this, I'm in pain, and if I acknowledge the pain I caused for you, or you're in pain, and then my pain doesn't matter anymore. So there's a comparison of whose pain matters more. It sounds very childlike to me, almost like sibling rivalry. Fighting for, look at me, my pain is the biggest. Mommy, pick me up, comfort me. And when your partner cannot comfort you, you're like, I'm angry at you. Your pain doesn't matter because my pain trumps your pain. And the reality is, we're all in here together. ADHD or not ADHD, whatever spectrum you're on, we're all in this together. And can we just pause a moment to look at the pain in us and knowing that's the pain outside of us? There's no difference. And once we step out of our own inner person system, start to share our pain and being open to see others' pain can be the same pain or cannot be compared or measured. That's when we feel connection. That's when we don't need to assign any roles. We don't need to take on roles anymore. The rescuer focuses on other people's pain to ignore our own pain. The villain causes other people's pain so they can feel our pain. And the victim want all the attention to be on them for their pain to be seen, so they don't look at other people's pain. There's no difference. We're all in pain, and we all have pain, and that's okay. I'll see you next week.